Utie oha echi ponkno. Needs FM.
Effect no. What share NDC for 15 point now on the buy and what reading now? And then you are saying that you doable. For want of time, and I'm passing a year comparative analysis. Now, I'm out of time. None of the Rihanna, me won't qua. So, because what is happening, they say, they see almost 15 points. No, okay, come on, tea.
Because they are making now for small scale miners. Now,
I remember the no around it up. Remember the no around it up. The fact is that okay say we appreciate it 15 points now and this for no reason you know yanya quick comparative analysis wa ha na fe no wa round it up na ho na uhia ma say ye di new derivative bi say him for abeka ho na ubesumu na wo de aka wasem incidentally NPP Manifesto pledge you know and also 15 points is of the 15 points are MPP for no reason, you know. One more dear, a move 4 paragraphs, and now almost come in Huasem. Into NPP for no, almost a year under the heading Natural Resources, Lands, Forestry, and Mining. Into almost Lamponemi and Sano under Natural Resources 1.11. Into and no, and I just say accounting for our stewardship no. On the format of a dear your promises say ya ba 2017 ya be na almost stated promises ya na can dear ye so far so no enti under the 15 points no can be facilitate the revival of Anglo Gold, Asante, Obuasi mines and other mines. So what we have done so far, Anglo Gold, Asante revive and back in operation. And then they don't talk about mines, degraded areas of reforestation, plantation. And then they talk about establishment of 1,000 hectares of bamboo. And then they talk about tree and plantain circus. And then they talk about extend forestry conservation. And then they talk about protection of the remaining network of natural forests and biodiversity. And then they talk about the second point, they talk about mining, mainstream strategic mineral feedstock into Ukrainian mining. And then they go into promoting mining value addition through processing of minerals. And I'm saying what they have done. Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation, GIADEC, Omo Ede Aba, after some of the Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation, GISDEC, Omo di Aba. And then they talk about incentive for private investors in minerals, Northern Development Authority. And then they talk about Clean Rivers Program. Almost a total of 9 million trees have been planted along rivers. And then they talk about restructure and regulate small-scale mining subsector and artisans so that activities can take place within guidelines set up under the appropriate regulations. Let me take this one again. That is the third time they are talking about mines. Restructure and regulate small-scale mining subsector and artisans so that activities can take place within guidelines set up under the appropriate regulations. Now, they then say what we have done so far. Over 4,000 artisanal miners trained in improved mining technologies at George Grant University of Mines and Technology. Community-based mining concessions have been issued and operating under strict supervision. Then they move on to talk about mining BM, restructure royalty sharing ratios with mining communities, reduce government share from 80 to 70%, and double the community share from 10% to 20%. The additional 10% given to the district assembly for infrastructure in mining communities. And they say what we've done so far on that. Minerals Development Fund Secretariat established and is currently implementing the sharing of royalties among beneficiaries. And then they move away from land and talk mines and talk about land. And then they then come into decentralize the minerals commission by establishing additional district offices. Also, 13 new offices has been opened And then finally, they talk about combat illegal mining, in bracket, galamsey. And then they raise 5 key points there. Placed a moratorium on all small-scale mining. 2. Instituted and implemented a stringent enforcement regime, Galam Stop. And then 4,500 indigents were trained on sustainable mining practices. And then 4. Amended the Mining Act to increase penalties for illegal mining and prohibit foreign nationals from participating in small-scale mining. And then 5. Under the last one on mines, formulated and continue to implement the alternative livelihood program in 35 severely affected Galamsey communities. Comparative analysis, Dr. George Usu.
Oh, Medasi, Father Cabre. Say NPP for manifesto normal tro and normal now there. Over normal my church. A repetition of a verse no maybe or my
Let me add this one to it. Say, the American 2016, the almost now under current 2020 manifesto, no there is no line on mining.
She said, as someone who can say, one a mubu mubem paying for boom baby say. What report of amount to Martin? And near me first point. And also, say, the best in poor, and can say, Oma, over the cabre, near Oma can, Ama, me, say, me who as a man main kakra woman in say, prohibit foreigners from mining. Over the cabre, and also increase penalty, over the cabre, Unigana.
Increase penalties for small-scale mine, illegal small-scale miners.
Aha. Say, your boy eyes and one will be any. Who say, oh, into that no papa say, the pop on tea or some question was it in this year. A koya sem Ghana. Me and Koya Mr. Plane from Colorado. 3 hours flight. A 2 call New Jersey. A pop on tea and a kukwado. The same as I want question or a mistake. And him out here. But my documents in Brown on way. And this year I may say Ragged University, another program. Eddie economic block for Mr. Owa Branch away. Your mount could decide. Offer. Sa Adana, Nana Kukwado. Ebedina, New Jersey. Air can red mining in Semnia. The day before, yet you sign up for 5. Before the not or the star penalty now or say we are born and yet to become 25 years. New mining a year or ye. Almost we are done and now become 15 to 20 years. We are a foreigner who become 20 to 25 years. But I can say that I'm saying 75. Yet China for the Brew Ghana. Won't call Ghana prison. Won't call Ghana cell. Won't call remand and for China for Kradawa. What for illegal mining? If it's not too much. And the Jambisi and what was the Ghana Funkon or their pants for one. And then I said you that you 2 years soon a good form a copper buying edition. Nanya when it said China for way back at the yes side mining. Any China normally cut time. Near South Cobo Vitia, normally 100 years near there a ban up your foot. No omu control affair. Over the cabre last year, Munio. And now, yet say China need baby money laundering over $300 million. Yes, almost money laundering. I have the publication I can send to you after this program. $300 million.
I have physical cash.
Dollars are all transferred here for China. One more thing. I will send you the publication of Araka. Maybe and to Ghana and send me a you ready. Yoko for Ebemu, I be seen net, you need Yoko for resort a buy. Now the Nipa Bako, China Nipa, it's been $300 million from Ghana at the port China, yeah. Not yet Ghana, yet. And research says there were over 50,000 Chinese guys for Ghana. It's about put me the 300 for the Mamin break easy. Now, nipa 20 pe almost set that obano what the multiplier is in that then also your 2 billion ewo China na ye form my interest near cafe because of that yeah mo kind of both sides for 100 years now you won't pay for 2 billion about 2 billion within few years million year apart from China in the crowd Bloomberg report 2018 Bloomberg report that said gold export from Ghana on small scale in Kwao Abrana ban was yenimum penny for important gold 2.6 billion United States dollars just 1 year. So if we can export 2.6 billion worth of gold, then we'll say your probably business 2 billion. Yeah, you did 100 years here. So now you're begging your boss side.
It is solo. As Dr. Solomon knows, as some of the say, lamentation. Now Ghanaians, ordinary Ghanaians, are looking for solutions. Nyame ayadom, body kruya na yedi ama wadi na wo ene watimi anya double doctorate ewo Colorado School of Mines ama ye Dr. Solomon Owusu. A DA solution and I bet me a profile for the ordinary Ghanaian to benefit, not necessarily being a political say who support to NPP and I support to NDCU and I support mining engineer. A DA now who profile as solutions. Say bet me about the ordinary Ghanaian.
That's it. Opada Cabre, Ninani commitment and the willingness,
For the same passion, ka solution who has when you were lamenting. Now ne was so until the solutions never man cost when you bi.
The solution was a making you. But according to the night, it will be dada.
And teacher said, the old lamenting, they are not what planning to us about demo. No solution, they are what I would know. Make a choice, doctor, the man needs some money.
Utie Oha Exi Ponkno Needs FM.